Hello YouTube and welcome to another video. Today we are going to be showcasing Galactus. As I said in my last one, as annoying as he is to play against sometimes, he's honestly quite fun to play with now that I've done it a bit. And I did also mention that he was in the shop pinned because my son really wanted him. I do have him unlocked. I have been able to play with him a bit, so I do want to showcase some Galactus gameplay. For our deck, I have Nova, pretty standard in Galactus. Psylocke, again, pretty standard in Galactus. Carnage, just another trigger for Nova, and Wolverine, another standard Galactus card. Cloak you don't always see in Galactus decks. I have Cloak on the off chance you go against a debris or Central Park opens up and your lanes get filled. You can play Cloak to open one up for you. Electro, obviously, to try to get that turn 5 Galactus, because preferably you're getting turn 5 Galactus, and then on turn 6 you have your Null and your Death. Wave, another way to cheat out Galactus early if you need to, if you didn't hit Psylocke or Electro, so you just have 3 ways to get your Galactus out a little bit early. Atuma you see here and there in Galactus decks, just a high-powered card to get Null jacked up a bit, and if you don't get Galactus, you can always play Null in a lane with another card, let it destroy, and then you have, or play Atuma in a lane in any lane just to let it destroy, and then you still can at least get a 6/10 Null, which isn't terrible. It can kind of confuse opponents. Obviously the namesake Galactus. I also have Destroyer in this deck. If you don't draw Null or Death, you can play Destroyer on turn 6, and hopefully you have Wolverine out, who at that point should at least be a 2/4, to where then you got the 2/6, a 6 power Wolverine and a 15 power Destroyer there for 21 power, which should win most games. Other things that could be good for Galactus decks, as once you play Galactus, people then tend to expect big cards coming out, and if there's a Shang-Chi, you can get a little screwed. So if you have priority, you could carry a Cosmo or an Armor, and potentially pair those with some bigger 4-drops, and hopefully still get your Death out. So that's another path to take. As you can see, this one isn't very protected. If someone has a Shang-Chi on me and I have priority at the end there from Galactus, I tend to get kind of screwed, but it's still worth it, because the payoff sometimes with Null and Death, and if they don't have that, you're pretty good to do. So yeah, preferred play line is Nova on 1, Wolverine on 2, and then either Electro or Wave on 3. If you have Wave on 3, you can play Galactus then on 4. If you don't have, but if you play Electro on 3, you're playing Galactus on 5. So the problem with Wave is that then you're also giving them the opportunity to cheat out, a high-powered card on that turn 4. So if you happen to put in pick same lanes with Galactus, you might get screwed a little there. I had a few onslaughts come down in my Galactus lane, and then things like a Devil Dino or Darkhawk and stuff like that then are tough to compete with, especially if you don't get Null and Death as well. But then if you don't get those, Psylocke on turn 4, so you can play Galactus on turn 5, or Psylocke on 4 to maybe get your Null or Destroyer out on turn 5, or vice versa, depending on how you're drawing. And then, hopefully you got a decent-sized Wolverine at the end with your Galactus, and then, Null and Death will be the best ways to go. Alright, with that said, let's jump into some gameplay. Ooh. Nexus will be an interesting one. So some fun things too with Galactus. I've had some games that I've won because of Limbo. So obviously if they're expecting a 7th turn, whether they created themselves or Limbo pops up, you play Galactus in another lane and just butchers it. So hopefully with this Nexus, they start filling that lane. We have Wave, so I might do Wave into Destroyer. If we get Null and Galactus too, I'll probably do Wave into Destroyer. No, because that's 3. That'd be turn 3. That's turn 4, and that doesn't help. So I might not be able to get that going. But I was going to say Wave into Destroyer on Nexus, and then you could potentially Galactus one of the other lanes. So them thinking that I'm playing for a big Nexus. I just don't get it. Now the question is, I don't want them to draw. Alright, so we have Null. It's getting me... Force energy next turn help. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to confuse them. And I'm going to put Null out. Or Atuma. Keep calling Atuma Null. I don't know why. Nice Dan Hipatuma. Ooh. And then we can turn for Wave. Alright, actually turn 5 for Nova and Wave. So this one, I don't think we're going to be doing Galactus. So what we're going to do, and then we'll play Destroyer here. That gets, you know, obviously the 10 we get back here. And then turn 6, yeah, will just be our Null. So hopefully Destroyer, Big Null can win this. They're playing a bounce deck. Interesting that they put, is it a C2? We got 2. I don't know why you would play that there. And we'll still have, ooh. I think we're going to just demolish the board since I can't destroy these with my Destroyer. So that makes Null just a 10. Still isn't terrible, but best animation by far too. But yeah, we're just gonna hope a big Null wins it at this point for us. And hopefully, alright, that's fine. They have priority, so we can't get Shang-Chi. So we're just going to drop the Null. And if they have a 20 power card, good on them. You know, good on them. Oh, man. Interesting. I'm going to have to assume this was some kind of bot, considering they were bouncing Yatu the Watcher back. And sorry, I do keep looking at myself up in the preview over here instead of in the camera like a big bozo. But we'll take it. We'll take the bot win. I have been facing, I would say, some of the cheater bots lately, which kind of stink. I've had so many perfect counters with any deck I've been playing. I actually took this Galactus up to 74, 75, I can't remember. I think it was 74, like mid 74. And just, alright, so this will be good for us to help our Null if we get it. We have Galactus already. I'm gonna ignore Mojo World, so that's definitely not one you want to try to Galactus in, because the chances of you filling it are fairly low. We do have our Electro, so at least we can get our turn 5 Galactus. Yeah, sorry, blacked that out there. Obviously Wolverine down is great. Hopefully he jumps twice. Sometimes, yeah, you get lucky with Wolverine. What do I think is better? Atuma? I don't have Null yet. Atuma would be better if I saw Null now. With no guaranteed Null, I think I'm going to do this. I hope that covers it. Cloak 2 also. Ooh, do I want to snap on that? I'm going to snap him. I don't snap a ton with Galactus because, as I said, there is a decent amount of counters. We don't have priority here, so if they happen to have a Green Goblin, or if they, you know, they probably don't have debris in this deck. Always a possibility. But, you know, if they hit something like that, we're kind of screwed. And there's no way for us to, you know, cloak everything over, which would be awful. Alright, Mr. Negative isn't great. They did play Iron Man already, which is good, so we don't have to worry about a flipped Iron Man, which would be scary. They can't Mystique the Iron Man. And he did jump twice, which I like. And we did get the Knoll after all that. Do we have another 1 power card? No. So we're going to have to hope they don't have Shang-Chi. Not very typical in Mr. Negative decks. That doesn't mean it's not impossible. If he plays the Shang-Chi, let's say it's flipped, that's 8 there and 3. So they would need their 3 energy to get another 2 power to tie. So it would have been possible if they had the Shang-Chi. So that's one good thing too. With Wolverine, you don't want him actually to jump too much because you're hopefully the Wolverine is at the 7, at most 8, so that can't get Shang-Chi'd. So you have the 10 power, give or take, between Galactus and Wolverine, and hopefully they don't have anything else there because, you know, Shang is only 3 power, typically 4 cost, so then depending on what else they have, it'd be, you know, with another 2 energy, a bit tough to do anything with after that. One more in, maybe 2, depending on how long this takes. Leroy, not Jenkins. All right, no Nova, which stinks. But yeah, other ways you can play. This is interesting. Could potentially get a 2/6 Galactus and then 0/6 Knoll. And we have the Destroyer. So I still can play in Hub. This is tempting. This is tempting. And obviously if I don't get... it's kind of annoying. I guess not really. You know, it's just gonna make. Actually, my Knoll's gonna be 0/6, so that helps a little bit there. If I'm being honest, I mean -4. Knoll will actually be. So Knoll's a 0/6 right now. 7, 8, 9, 10, 6, 5. It actually goes down to 5, which stinks. I still want to play this Destroyer. They probably have a Viper. That was weird. So I can play you? Do I take this chance? I'm gonna take this chance. This has to be a Viper sending this back over, which sucks. So they're at 3. You're gonna be... you're coming back to my hand. You're 6, you're 8, so I'm still going to be -2. So this is, if this is Viper, I lose, and I can't imagine. I guess this could be their Hazmat again. Oh, wait a minute. Will it be a perfect tie? You're bouncing back. And it is the Viper. Oh, do you have a full hand? No, you don't have a full hand. And we end up with the tie. Probably could I have won there? I'll have to go back and check the tapes. I probably had a playline where I could have won, because even just getting 6 power would have been great. But I think that was more fun, if I'm being perfectly honest. And of course got lucky with the Wolverine hitting what we need to. Alright, yeah, we'll play one more. Now let's see how this goes. That's a situation I could have played the I don't think I would have been able to win though if I did that. I don't care about a sunspot, so we're just gonna plop you over there. Wave's kind of useless now. I guess actually if I don't get Alright, so we're most likely going to have to Galactus over here on the right. Hopefully it's a lane we could do it in. I would love my Wolverine. Okay, so at least we can Galactus in it. I actually don't think... Yeah. Not getting any of our energy generators, which kind of suck. Hopefully I win this. Guessing they don't have anything to destroy, so I probably did win that. Still no... thing to generate energy. Got a rock. So that's what, gonna be 3, unless I destroy something else. Can't play both of those. I think I just need to get as much power onto the board as possible right now. I think Atuma is gonna have to win me this lane. So they played the wave. Well, it is actually down to 2. So I think what I do, I can run Atuma over. Can put you down there. Send you down there, so you're gonna die. Just adds 3 power there, which isn't great. I guess I don't technically have to move you. I can just put that on top. So what do we think they have? We got 19 now up there. You know what? Do I actually just add the 15 here and not move anything? Yeah, I think that's a better play. I played 3 cards. Alright, so I'm not worried about you. They had 2... Oh, they had their own death and they stole my death. Or did they get my death in Daily Bugle? Wow. Yeah, that still only would have been 13 if I put that there. No chance of winning that one, unfortunately. But there you have it. Didn't get the Galactus. They got a little lucky there getting my death from Daily Bugle. That's going to happen. Galactus, as I said, he is fun to play. Fun to play against too when you counter him. It feels pretty good. I wish I could have had a few more in there where Galactus really went off, but that's okay. But yeah, please don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, and peace out, YouTube.